Hello and welcome to another episode of Trench Runners. I am Dackbar today with our first ever Legion painting tutorial. Our goal is to paint Pal. We're not going to paint him exactly to Rogue One colors. I had Dackbar actually recommend me some different skin colors that he wanted because this is his Pal that I'm going to work on. So we're thinking for the body, the skin coloring, it's going to be a rust. For the little hood over here, it's going to be a brown. And then for Pal himself, we're going to use a mixture between blue and gray. And then the gun, of course, is going to be a black color. And we'll work from there. So yeah, I recommend you prime your powder to a brown. I use this brown. I actually painted it on. But you can spray on the brown. And we're going to start by painting his just base coat red. I'm not a big fan of washing, so you won't see very many washing with me. I know Dackbar and Dackbar both use washing while painting, but I'm not a proponent of that. So, yeah. I'll get back to you after we're done painting our rust color. All right, we're back. So I painted the rust. Actually, accidentally started in painting the his top part brown, but I know the lighting in this room is atrocious, but if you can see there's a little bit of rust color. It's a lot darker than what's actually on the paint, wherever I put the paint. It's a good question. I think it's right there. But just a lot of detail. I even went over some of the key components. Let's let it focus. Like, I don't really know what that is, but his belt. I kind of went down his vest a little. I got his arms in this brown, rusty color. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and paint the rest of his vest an actual brown instead of a rust. His top little hat brown, and then the outer, I don't really know what this is, armor per se, in that same brown, giving him kind of a darker, more in commando look. So yeah, I'll come back to you after that. We have finished the brown part, so notice how I've done the hat, hood, whatever you want to call it. And I painted his outside armor. I painted his backpack just lightly. We're going to go back over that, of course. The other side armor, I did paint his knee pads. That same brown color. I know this lighting in this room is atrocious, so I apologize for that ahead of time. It looks like it's focusing on now. I did kind of go back over a little bit of the stuff that I missed with rust, like this elbow back here. You guys might have caught that. I did do the inside of his arm over there, which I know is impossible to get on the camera angle. And then I did do his inside jacket area. I purposely kind of blended the two to kind of give him a messy feel, to feel like he's in the middle of battle. He's been, he's been rolling in the dirt, trying to avoid blaster fire, and AT cannons have nearby missed him, throwing dirt all over him. So it makes him look a little bit more messy than what I enjoy. But then again, I tend to fall better into this category of rebel troopers in the middle of combat than I do imperial troopers, because obviously I have much difficulty painting stormtroopers. All right, moving on. We are going to paint his face. So we're not painting his arms, or his hands, sorry, because they are covered in gloves. So we will go back over that in grayish, I think. But as of now, the most difficult part of this, by far, is going to be the face. I'm thinking of doing 3/4 gray and 1/4 blue, actually. The blue was a recommend from Dackbar. He wanted the face to be a bluish gray, but I'm going to do more of a grayish blue. We're not going exactly the exact Pal from Rogue One. This is Pal from earlier stages, because obviously the clothing is not exactly the same. And so, yeah, I will show you once I'm done mixing the colors. I did end up mixing the two. I was more 5/6 gray, 1/6 blue, but it does kind of, as you can tell, it kind of gives you a gray-blue hint. I really like this color, and I think it'll work perfectly for Pal's face. So yeah, I'll get back to you after I'm done applying it. We are back. That was actually not as hard as I nearly thought it was going to be. Just kind of funny. And this is the first time I painted Pal before. not my first time painting Rebel Troopers. I'm a extremely experienced Rebel Trooper painter, but Pow definitely came out. I mean, I love that facial color on him. It definitely looks like it came from Rogue One. So now we're going to do another very interesting part, something, a little color change. We are going to do the inside of Pow's mouth, because he's yelling as he's running along the beach, shouting Caravest at everything he sees. We are going to get that right in there. I know the lighting is atrocious, and the camera's having trouble focusing, but right in his mouth. I'm probably not going to do his teeth, only because that's really going to be a pain, and I don't have the best brushes in the world. So, yeah, I'll get back to you after I'm done with his mouth, and we'll see if we can get in some teeth in there as well. All right. The inside of his mouth, you can kind of see the red hint. I really dislike this lighting, but this is the best I can do. Let me see if I can get the flash on. I'll be back in a second. All right, maybe that helped. I'm looking at the camera. No, I don't think that helped at all. All right, we're back. But, so you got his mouth. You can kind of see it looks like a Muppet mouth almost from the Muppets. You do see a little mark above it. That's actually not red paint. I went over it like 1,000 times myself to make sure. That's just a gray outline. So yeah, that kind of confused me. So now we're going to go over him in black. Here we're going to kind of go into the detail of the backpack. I enjoy just kind of making the backpack look kind of rough, and yeah. Then we're going to go do the gun and the boots all in black. Then we're actually going to come back and do the teeth, because I did find out that the teeth are very, very possible to do. And we're also going to go over some kind of, on his chest, some buttons and comm links and stuff like that that might end up on his chest. This will go over in black. I have no clue what that is, honestly. That right there. Right there. This thing. And we might do a little bit of shading up on the top. But nevertheless, let's, I'll come back to you when I'm done. All right, we are finished with the black. I can't pick up Pout. So we got the boots in. Yeah, they weren't anything special. We got the gun in. The black I have is absolutely atrocious, so we did have a little bit of trouble putting the paint on the gun. We did a little bit up top. I did kind of touch up on his eyes. They look almost to be kind of like half open, so I didn't really do anything like terribly special on them, if you know what I mean. I did do the whatever you want to call this in the back. I don't really know. Backpack, I guess. I mean, it looks like it could be a backpack. I think it is, actually. Looking at it in more detail. And then we did kind of go over his jacket a little, kind of just touch things up, make it look a little bit more mushy. We did touch up on whatever that thing is, like I mentioned earlier, that one thing. And then we have one last thing we have to do, and then we're finished. That is his gloves. And then I have a little spot down there between my two fingers that was not painted. So everything is going to be done in rust to finish it off. Now, if you notice, I didn't really paint, like, there are still some parts of it that are left kind of to the primer color. Because I primed it in the color brown, it makes it so much easier when painting on top of it. Just like I prime, I have Director Krennic here. I primed Director Krennic in white only because he has that light metallic color, as well as a couple of snows and storms. So yeah, hopefully that'll be done by our next Legion Bat Rep. We'll see if I get around to that. I think I'm gonna be done tonight after the completion of POW. So yeah, we're gonna go and paint the gloves. We're gonna go in, paint the bottom there, and touch up on anything that doesn't look like. I think there's a little bit up here that needs to be gone over. I'm just gonna kind of go over it. And yeah, we are finished after going. I get very peculiar at everything has to be perfect. Oh yeah, I forgot about his teeth. Well, let's go back over his teeth, but I did just go back over the final details, fixed up his gloves, made a couple more marks, fixed up his gun a little bit more, and yeah, let's go into his teeth real quickly. It shouldn't take more than a second, I'm just going to dab some white here and there just to make it look a little bit more realistic. And we'll be back. So we're back. I realized that putting teeth on was a big no-no, but I did get my silver lining. So if you do put on, I recommend you watch this video first before you begin painting. And for those of you who haven't, if you just put on a little white and go back over it in red, you won't cover everything, and the little results will actually form little details that look like teeth. And this is a side shot of Pal. The other side shot of Pal. Aerial view. And this is how you paint Star Wars Legion POW. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the Trench Runners YouTube channel. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.